YouTube, what's the deal? It's your girl Jahira, and I am back. I'm here to make a video response to my incredible sister Chanel, aka TS Sexy Chanel's video that she just put up entitled, Where is Your Integrity? Of course, I will be including the link to her original video below, and I strongly encourage everybody to watch it. It was a video that was directed sort of at the transgendered community particularly, but I really do believe that it can apply to all young emerging women, or all emerging women, I'll just say. There is that phase between young girl and adult womanhood, and that period sort of has to be, it's a very precarious time in every female's life, and I believe it has to be nurtured, and it has to be to a certain degree monitored. But the essence of her video was simply in stating that you have to have some integrity about yourself. She was referring specifically to a trans woman who had written a book fairly recently, where she described her sexual escapades as a result of her life and her former occupation as a prostitute. And she named very specific celebrities and people of note that had procured her services. And Chanel had, understandably a problem with that, as do I. But I wanted to come in and kind of piggyback off of her. It's incredibly rare that I make a video sort of directing to the trans community. And it's very rare that I come at you with my own experience as a non-biological woman. I find myself every couple of months, because a new crop of subtastics will come aboard, and not all of them are necessarily aware of my reality and the journey it took to bring me to this place. But no, I was not born a female, and I came here through the grace of God and the miracle of modern medicine. But I did want to jump in here and just simply say that we're living in an age where the freak show is alive and well and has found its way into mainstream media. There may no longer be carnies and paying 10 cents to see the bearded lady, but that shock and awe factor, which I believe was kind of ushered back into the 90s and the new millennium, courtesy of Jerry Springer, is still very alive and well. It's still very prevalent in our culture. We like to look at things that we can't immediately wrap our brain around, and we're very enthralled by I'm not sure what the word is, I guess ostentatious behavior. We're very enthralled by drama, and it's as a result of that shows like the Bad Girls Club have an opportunity to succeed. Because people behaving in a manner which we perceive to be the antithesis of how we operate is exciting to us. And so something that we can't immediately understand, like the trans community, can prove to be very sensational to us. And because trans women, in my experience, did not receive, the validation that cisgendered or, women who were born women, who've always identified as women, feel like, or that they receive, there is a certain element of acting out for the purpose of getting any kind of reaction or any kind of acknowledgement. This may require a cigarette. So, in essence, you'll have these trans individuals going on these talk shows, allowing their wigs to be ripped off and chairs thrown at them, and all kinds of things, simply because there's some aspect of themselves which is crying out to be noticed. And it's a sad state of affairs. And then you have a person now. I know that Diamond Styles interviewed Toni Newman, who wrote her autobiography in which she documented these occurrences. And I have not had an opportunity to encounter Toni Newman or read her work or anything of that nature. While I can appreciate the idea of kind of purging yourself of your past, I do take issue with drawing other people into it for the purpose of creating a reaction. I'm not saying that this is what she necessarily did here, but I am saying that it's done. It's done, and it's done often. And my baseline point, because I'm not going to keep y'all forever, is this. When you are a young woman, whether biologically or not, there's something to be said for dignity. There's something to be said, as Chanel so eloquently put, for integrity. There's something to be said for refinement. And there's something to be said for simply keeping your mouth shut. We are living in a time where we feel entitled to know everybody's business. If you have been on Facebook recently and everybody's griping about these big changes, that now they have a live news feed where every single move you make can be tracked by all the people that are on your friends list. And for those of you with some, ridiculous 3,500, 5,000, I mean, some of y'all got friends that are bigger than a small town. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous to me. I don't know 5,000 people, much less 5,000 friends. And maybe I just take the term friends a little more seriously. But if you are one of those people, everything that you do can be glanced upon and monitored. We, as a society, now feel compelled to know everything about everybody, due to Twitter, due to social networking sites, due to reality television. This is just the mentality of the generation. It's simply a sign of the times. And there's just something kind of special to me about having an air of mystery about oneself. There's something to be said about leaving people wanting more. There's something to be said about, not showing everybody what you had for dinner. That's just the way I feel about it, I like having a private life. And while I'm very honest about a lot of aspects of my life here on the mission, I don't speak on everything, and I won't speak on everything, because some things are meant to be held to yourself. Chanel, I appreciate you. I consistently appreciate you for reaching into the darkness and bringing it to the light. And that's my time. So I would love to hear what y'all have to say about what you feel young women of the day need to learn, whether they're biological or otherwise. But I will say this, we've got to get some of the more refined and mature women involved in the lives of these young people. We absolutely have to, because, they're being raised by our televisions and by our computers and not by their mothers. It's a sad state of affairs. But again, I'd love to hear from y'all. Chanel, thank you so much. And with that being said, I am out. Until next time, YouTube, as always, one love.